Martial World Teyvat Chapter 54, Fantasy Fiction by Azazyel. The Knave, Arlecchino, and the Lions Wind Jean Gunhildr were both bodily slammed through. Not into, through one of the large mountains surrounding Liyue Harbor. My patience does not match the lifespan of the mountains of Liyue. Where is Jake Bariss? A deep male voice spoke coldly. Jean's form was covered in powerful winds as she pushed the broken rubble off her form, and she got back up to her feet slightly shakily. I had nothing to do with Jake Bariss other than meeting him in the park where Yelan herself watched my meeting Morax. She yelled at the figure flying in the air above her. Morax, the most powerful god of Liyue, the sect master of Heavenly Mountain sect that was in charge of keeping the chasm contained in southern Liyue, was looking most wroth as he gazed between the two women. Knave. You broke into his house to plan to abscond with him. Then why did you take him? Morax asked rhetorically. But everyone knew that Arlecchino didn't take Jake Bariss. After the 3 days of matrimonial bliss, Liyue officials had opened up Jake's house, in which the ghost living there had told them bluntly Jake and Kaching had been gone for several days already, with how their essence had dissipated. And now, Morax had left the post he had held for more than 2 millennia without a break to bash some heads in, as he wasn't going to allow the genius that had enriched Liyue to a noticeable degree all on his lonesome be stolen away via another nation. This was just Morax establishing that Liyue was going to be looking for Jake without holding back, and woe be upon anyone who was found with him, as there would be a reckoning. Morax's golden eyes pressured Arlecchino, who also stood up, but instead stood up far more easier with her dual cultivation, of both martial arts / body refining and cultivation, rather than Jean, who was only a martial artist with a lower cultivation. I was ordered to bring Jake Bariss to Snezhnaya on the orders of the Tsaritsa, with Jake making a costly deal for his agreement to help Snezhnaya. All hinging on myself taking him away after his wedding. I had nothing to do with his disappearance, Lord Morax. Arlecchino said coldly, even as blood leaked from her mouth. Morax snorted, and with a golden flash he tore open a spatial tunnel as he left the two patsies behind, after punishing them with Morax coming out of the spatial tunnel inside the Jade Chamber's main meeting room. Morax's golden eyes pinned the outsiders of Liyue with his gaze in Sumeru's Nahida, the sapling goddess of Rukkhadevata. And of course the troublesome leading kitsune of Inazuma. For a moment Morax stared at the kitsune, wondering if the devious fox were the one who kidnapped Jake from his home. Before he shook the thought aside. They were tricksters, but they knew better than to anger him so blatantly. While Nahida was simply too intelligent to do something so ham-fisted, she would have gone the route of the Knave and had Jake go with her willingly, and would have Jake want to go and have it be his own thought to go. The tournament is cancelled, Morax said flatly as he finished taking the outsider's measure, and as Ningguang's face twitched in irritation he amended frankly. I beat Jean Gunhildr half to death for insulting me, so Mondstadt's attendees won't be participating. Our own main seed in Kaching has disappeared. Liyue will be busy cleaning house, to put it bluntly. Kitsune Saigu sighed with her flapping a fan across her face. Well, that's mighty unfortunate, but that is just life, I suppose. Well, I will need to rush my business here in Liyue before I am considered unwanted. The room went silent before Morax's pressure grew, and he said plainly. No. You all are unwelcome even now. Someone has stolen something quite valuable to Liyue. I am not sure if it was a local clan, a local sect, or even from another nation and their forces altogether. Normally Morax was a lot more patient and even cordial with others. But hearing how Jake was incapable of starting the second more advanced weapons factory due to Snezhnaya, and now him being literally stolen from Liyue, those events had removed all his cordiality. To say nothing of how only Jake's machines were capable of servicing the couple hundred puppets and airships he had made. And should an evil cultivator or an abyssal monster attack those facilities? Not even Cloud Retainer had the faintest idea of how to fix the production facilities. Morax snorted, and then he looked at Ningguang and said. Send the clans and sects notice. 5 million high-quality spirit stones for information that leads to me finding Jake Bariss alive wherever he is in the world, no questions asked. The keeper of Liyue Harbor took a deep breath and nodded. Yes, sect master. And Morax gave everyone in the room a look of warning before he opened another spatial tunnel, and he returned back to the chasm to vent his frustrations on the abyssal monsters by invading the abyss itself.